Hey everybody, it's 123 Mr. B here doing a little video on math and practice, and I do need practice at drawing that little sign here. Check it out. So imagine this, you're on the side of the cliff here and you need to get to side B, okay? Now practice, this is what's happening in our brain when we look at math for the first time. We might see a new concept and we say we don't know how to get there because we only know our long original way. Now the best example of this is multiplication. For example, I know that 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is plus 3 is 15. But the shortcut way that I learned later on is that 3 times 5 is 15, right? So this is the new thing, and this is the old thing when we're very young and new at math, or very new at math is what I mean, right? So until we know this shortcut, we're left to just run down the cliff, go through the valley, go through the river, run all the way up the cliff, and get back to point B. And this takes a lot of time and effort. But as soon as we learn a new method here, we can say, hey, wait a second, I have a shortcut. Why don't I just swing a rope bridge right across the top from A to B? Perfect. Now, Charlie the Unicorn, oh, I hope I don't get sued for that. He can cross this and go to the other side, no problem. The problem with this is that if we only have one piece of dental floss crossing this canyon, that's not going to support us. It's not going to be strong enough. And chances are it's going to weaken and break. So what we need to do is practice this, okay? We practice our new concept, and what happens, instead of us saying, well, you know, it's probably better that we do the long way because this is the way I'm safe. This is the way I'm safe and I know what I'm doing. Instead, we can practice this new concept over and over and over and over and over and over again. Now look how strong that bridge is. That's what happens every time that we practice. We lay down new in our mind. We're strengthening our dendrites and connections and all that kind of stuff. That's brain science. But what happens? It's like spaghetti too, right? You know, if you have a whole bunch of spaghetti, it's harder to break. If you have a bridge that's woven out of thicker and thicker rope, it's going to be much harder to break, and it'll take longer to deteriorate. Okay, now, so that's what happens when we practice. So if you want to be successful and do things the fast way, you spend some time investing and practice early on. Otherwise, you will be left to take the long, safe way, but it'll take you forever. And if you do things the long way, over time, you're going to fall further and further behind in math. Okay, now that's a hard fact about it. So I want you to be successful. I want you to do things the fast way. Take the time, face your fears, cross this bridge, and do it many times and practice so that you always have a strong bridge no matter what. Because you know what? If you don't use this bridge, your brain is going to say, why am I putting all this effort into building this bridge? I can take some of these boards out or this rope out and do something else with it. So your brain will weaken this bridge if you don't use it. Okay? If you don't use it, you lose it. That's true. Okay? The short story here is you will get fast if you face your fear and cross the bridge many, many times. Okay? Don't forget that. Otherwise, we'll be doing things the long way. Okay? That's what practice does. That's how your brain works. Everybody's brain.